guys, so to get started, we're going to be jumping into the 35N palette, and we're going to be using this really soft, kind of muted out brown, taupey brown, and this is going to be our first transition color. You can almost not see it, but that's what makes it such a good transition color. So we're going to be building up the intensity of that color using a Sigma E40, and once we're done with that, we're going to jump into the Jaclyn Hill Favorite Palette by Morphe, and you can always pick up these colors individually, but we're going to use this like pukey terracotta orange color, and we're going to put that above our transition color that we just did. This color is going to kind of pop through the entire eye and kind of make it warm and bring out the warmth in all the colors. If that makes any kind of sense, I swear I try. Anyways, we're going to be switching into a lot of palettes today, so I hope you guys can keep up. So now going back into the 35N palette, once again, we're going to take this really soft brown, kind of like a burnt orange kind of color, and we're going to switch brushes to a Morphe M441, and we're going to work this onto our outer lid and blending it into the lower crease, dragging it all the way in into our inner corner. If that makes sense, you just want to buff and blend everything away in windshield wiper motions and also in circular motions at the same time. This ensures that everything's blended out and there's no harsh lines. So now sticking into that same palette, we're going to go a shade up from that color into like a burnt orange, a deeper like kind of red burnt orange, and we're going to do the exact same thing that we were just doing with that previous color, just buffing it back and forth onto the outer part of the lid and into our lower crease with the same exact brush. Now going in with Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear, which is a holy grail of mine. Everybody needs this color in their collection. I'm taking a Sigma E25 or Morphe, I forgot, M433, and I'm going to be packing this heavily onto the outer corner and blending it into my lower crease, dragging it all the way into the inner corner of my eye. Kind of the same thing that I was doing last time with that previous shade, but with this one, it's a little bit deeper and I'm packing it on a little bit heavier. So I'm just going to be packing it on and intensifying that outer crease. I know that we're using a lot of colors, but all of this is going to give that really pretty blown out gradient effect that we all want to achieve in the end. So once I am done building up that color and I get the intensity that I want, I'm going to switch back to the brush M441 by Morphe and just make sure we blend everything out because I did have a little bit of harsh lines and I wanted it to be really seamless. So now jumping into the 35O Shimmer palette, I'm going to go into this cranberry coppery kind of shade, and I'm going to wet my brush using a small shader brush, and I'm going to wet it using Fix Plus and begin to pack that all over my lid and to begin carving out my lid as well. As you can tell, this is like a super pretty kind of like fiery kind of flamey kind of color. It kind of reminds me of Makeup Geek's Grandstand, I believe it's called, or Flamethrower, I believe it is. It's such a pretty like coppery cranberry color. So once we've built that up, I'm going to jump into the Jaclyn Hill Favorite palette and take this like shimmery hardcore cranberry chocolatey kind of color and just pack that onto the outer lid and begin to build that outer lid up, mixing the two colors in together where it kind of gives us that gradient ombre effect. Now that I've built those two colors, I'm going to take this like burgundy cranberry chocolatey kind of brown, and I'm going to take that same Sigma E25 and just pack that onto the very outer lid, kind of in that V shape, and dragging it into my lower crease and just building up and smoking out the eye look a lot. So you just want to pack and then blend it away. And when you blend into your lower crease, you just want to kind of tilt your brush up at an angle where you won't mess up the lid, if that makes any kind of sense. So now taking that same color and switching to a Sigma angled, or not angled liner, a pointed liner brush, I'm going to start kind of carving out that lid so it seems a little bit more defined and a little bit more of a kind of a cut crease, but like a blown out kind of cut crease. Now taking a clean Sigma E25, just dusting everything away and just making sure there's no harsh lines. You just want to make sure everything's really blended and really smoked out. Now going back in with that Morphe M441, we're going to pick up a little bit more of that terracotta-y orange that I talked about in the beginning. That's going to really bring the warmth to the eye. We're going to take that and just blend all the colors in together, and this is going to give it a really blown out orangey kind of burgundy effect. It's so pretty. I love that color. It's a go-to for every single eye look that you do. Now going in with the NYC Liquid Liner, I'm going to give myself a small wing, and then taking my Dodo lashes in D105. I have an affiliate code if you guys are interested. It can save you guys 5% off. I love these lashes. Now to prep our face, we're going to be taking MAC Fix Plus, giving ourselves a little bit of a spritz, and then going in with Too Faced Born This Way foundation and dropping in a couple of drops from the Sephora collection highlighter and Morning Light, I believe it is. My skin has been breaking out a lot, so I'm not going to highlight my face, which is why I wanted to mix in some of the highlighter into my foundation to give my face an overall glow and an overall dew. without really having to highlight my face with highlighter, because that does bring out a lot of texture in your skin when it's breaking out. So now going in with LA Pro Girl Concealer in the color Yellow to color correct. The yellow is to brighten up and give you that brightening effect. I love this one. I'm not too sure about the orange, but I do for sure love the yellow. So I'm placing this underneath my eyes and blending it out with a beauty blender, and then going in with Maybelline's Master Conceal in the color Medium to go over top of that. And I love these two together. It covers your under eye circles but brightens at the same time. I love this combo. And I forgot to mention, after I applied my wing liner, I felt like my eyes needed a little bit more, so I added a little bit of black into the outer and lower part of the crease just to really smoke out the eyes. So now moving on to bronze slash contour, I am taking this LA Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee, and this is more of like an orangey kind of color, so I'm using this to bring some life to my skin and add a little bit of bronzy kind of effect, not really contouring because it is too orange of a color, kind of just bronzing up my skin. So I'm applying this on my foreheads, my cheekbones, my jawline, my nose, everywhere where you would contour, but I'm not contouring with this. Again, this is more just like a bronzy effect. Once again, I'm doing the most with my nose, totally unnecessary, but I am so extra it's not even funny. So here I'm giving myself a non-surgical nose job per usual and blending it out with the Beauty Blender, then applying the Pro Master Conceal or the Pro Conceal by LA Girl underneath my jawlines, and then moving on to powder. I'm going to go ahead and set underneath my eyes and all my fine lines with the Airspun Coty powder. I love this powder. It's my go-to. It's a holy grail. This is such an amazing powder for so cheap from the drugstore. So I'm going to set underneath my eyes, my forehead, the bridge of my nose, underneath my contoured lines just to kind of reverse contour, and then I'm going to dust all that away. Then going in with Wet n Wild's contour palette. I believe this one's called Dulce de Leche, and I'm taking this shade right here, which is kind of like a neutral color, with this Morphe brush. I forgot what number this is, but I am dusting this everywhere where you would normally contour just to bring some more color into my life and a little bit more of a contoured effect and not so bronzy because we already did that. Now moving on to blush, we're going to jump into this Morphe 9N blush palette, and I'm going to take this nude colored right here blush with a Morphe E4 angled blush brush, and I'm going to dust that on the apples of my cheeks and dragging that backwards towards my ear. We're not going to really highlight our face today because I said I am breaking out, so we're not going to be highlighting our cheekbones. We're only going to be highlighting the tip of our nose, the bridge of our nose, our cupid's bow, the inner corners, and the high points of my brows. And I love this highlighter. This is the Balm's Mary Loumanizer, which is my holy grail #1 highlighter of life. Now moving on to our lower lash line, I want this look to be really smoked out, so I'm going in with the Rommel Eye Kohl in black, and I am lining my waterline with this, and then we're going to go in to that Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette and take that orange color again with the Morphe pencil brush. I think this is a R, oh my god, I forgot the number. It's an R something brush. It's from their Rose Gold collection. We got it in the Morphe Me month from last month, and we're going to take that orange color and just buff out that black just to make sure everything's really blended out and smoked out down there. I love blending out a black with an orange terracotta-y color like that. Now going in with a small definer brush and Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear, we're going to line our lower lash line with that Cocoa Bear and then go back in to that pencil brush and just blend everything out just to really smoke out that lower lash line. I love this look with the smoked out lower lash line. Then to really make sure that everything's really blended out, we're going to take that Sigma E25 and just buff everything together. Once we're done with that, I'm going to go in with Tarte's Lash Camera Lights Lashes. I don't know what the name is. We're just going to coat our top and bottom lashes, and then moving on to the lips. Now for the lips, I'm going to go in with Jordana's Cabernet lip liner. I love Jordana's lip liners. They're so creamy and so pigmented. So because I want my lips to have more of a pouty effect, I'm going to go in with a darker lip liner and then go over top of it with a light lipstick. So here I'm going to be taking Buxom's Honeycomb. I love this lipstick. You don't want to fill in the lip liner because that would be really chunkalicious. You want to go over top of it with the lipstick, which will give it like a really pouty effect because you can kind of see the darkness, but you can kind of not see it. So it's not as light as I want it, so I'm going to go in with MAC's Siss Lipstick. This is my all-time favorite lipstick. I love this color. It's such a pretty muted out brown nude. So once we have applied that, I'm going in with MAC's Fix Plus, and now the look is really complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you guys next time. tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this fall cranberry deep kind of smoky eye. I've been dying to do like a hardcore deep eye, even though I know this isn't the deepest you can get. Oh my god, that sounds so dirty. Okay, anyways, I know that's not, like, this isn't as dark as you can go, but I totally love like the pop of color with the black and the browns and the oranges. I just love this look for the fall. With the nude lip, this just screams like fall to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Hope you guys learned something new today and I inspired you guys to try this look out. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, hit that little button down below before you go, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.